Hello and good afternoon and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome once again to another live stream here, both on YouTube and Kick. Sports Bonanza John here on YouTube. Sports Kick John on Kick, ready for college football playoff quarterfinal number 3. This the Rose Bowl out in Pasadena. Alabama and Indiana. It will be getting underway in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl here in just a few minutes. We will preview this game momentarily. First of all, let's pray. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for doing your will among us, Lord, and please continue to work among all of us. And please keep everybody safe in this game today, Lord. Please keep all players and fans safe and just do your will among all of us. And we ask us all in your name as we pray. Amen. All right. Crimson Tide and Hoosiers. Third quarterfinal game in the college football playoff. Alabama coming in 11-3, coming off a first-round win in Norman against Oklahoma. Indiana 13-0, the only undefeated team left in college football. And they hope to end the run so far in this first 2 years of the 12-team college football playoff. The teams that have had the bye in the first round, counting the 2 games this year, now 0-6 in the quarterfinal round. As they're actually playing the national anthem here, so I'm going to pause momentarily. All right, wanted to pause there as they were playing the national anthem, so I wanted to take a brief pause there. But all right, anyway, here we go. Alabama and Indiana. As I mentioned, Alabama coming off the first-round win over number 8 Oklahoma. Indiana getting the bye, which has not fared well for teams in this 12-team college football playoff in the quarterfinal round. Mentioned now 0-6 teams that had the first-round bye in the quarterfinal round are now 0-6. That's counting the 2 games that have already taken place this year. Which, let's recap the other quarterfinal games so far in the college football playoff. Last night in the Cotton Bowl, number 10 Miami with the upset over Ohio State, 24-14. That will advance Miami to next week's semifinal next Thursday at the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale. The game that just completed before this one, it was a laugher in the Orange Bowl. Number 5 seed Oregon beating the Big 12 champion Texas Tech in a shutout, 23-0, the final score in that game. So Oregon moves on. They will now play in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta next Friday in the college football playoff semifinals against the winner of this Indiana-Alabama game. Remember, Indiana and Oregon met earlier this season in Eugene. Indiana picked up the win up there in Eugene, Oregon. So if it is an Indiana-Oregon rematch in that Peach Bowl, you know Oregon will have a little bit of payback on their mind in that game. And the fourth and final quarterfinal comes up after this game. That will be down in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl. Number 6, Ole Miss, and number 3, Georgia. In an all-SEC affair, that's a rematch from a regular season game that was won by Georgia 43-35. That's Ole Miss's lone loss of the season. Ole Miss, pretty much has wanting payback on their mind in that one as well. Winner of that game to play Miami in the Fiesta Bowl next Thursday in the first semifinal of the college football playoff. But here it is Alabama and Indiana. Alabama coming in 11-3 on the season. Indiana coming in 13-0, the only undefeated FBS college football team. Of course, led by second-year head coach Curt Cignetti, coming over from James Madison. And he's only led the Hoosiers to a 24-2 record in 2 seasons. Now, Kalen DeBauer, in his second year at Alabama, led the Tide to the college football playoff. They missed out on the playoff a season ago, but they are here this year. I mentioned coming off that first-round win in Norman over Oklahoma. So it is a sea of red and white in Pasadena. There's been some nasty weather go through the last couple days, but it looks like the rain has stopped here just in time for the kickoff out in Pasadena. As the team's just about 3-4 minutes away from kicking this game off. And here come the Indiana Hoosiers taking the field at the Rose Bowl. A lot of Indiana fans that have made the not quite cross-country trip, but close enough from Bloomington, Indiana out to Pasadena. And now Alabama's set to take the field. And here come the Crimson Tide. Skies are still overcast in Pasadena, but the rain has stopped, at least for now. Very, very rare to have rain coming through for the Rose Bowl. So can Indiana break the schneid in the last 2 years of the bye teams in the quarterfinal round? They have not won a game yet. Teams now meeting at midfield for the coin toss. And we'll get the coin toss here, let you know how this turns out. It is a Big 12 officiating crew today, led by referee Kevin Marr. Magic Johnson out there for the coin toss ceremony. To let you know how this coin toss comes out. Alabama wins the toss. They will defer, so Indiana will have the football first to start this game. So we will get a look at the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando Mendoza, right out of the gate here for Indiana, as the team's getting their final instructions. So we will see this Hoosiers offense out on the field to begin this game. And this Rose Bowl game just about to get underway. 100,000+ on hand in Pasadena. Omar Cooper, who was injured for the Hoosiers in that Big Ten championship game win against Ohio State, he is back today and will play in this game. All right, the Tide and the Hoosiers. Winner to take on Oregon in the college football playoff semifinals next Thursday in Atlanta in the Peach Bowl. Here's the run-up, and this Rose Bowl 2026 is underway. And it will be an immediate touchback, and Indiana will get the football from the 25-yard line. And out comes Fernando Mendoza and that Indiana offense. 33 passing touchdowns for the Heisman Trophy winner. Hoosiers have a 1st and 10 at the 25. Mendoza takes the snap. Mendoza is going to be brought down for a loss on the first play of the game. Alabama defense gets to Mendoza for a 2-yard loss on 1st down. Second down and 12 for the Hoosiers. Football at the 23. Mendoza will hand it off on 2nd down, and this is a carry across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. Roman Hemby gets the carry, setting up a manageable 3rd and 4 for Indiana. Third down for Indiana. They need 4. Opening series of the game. Mendoza takes the shotgun snap, in trouble. Mendoza is going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line. And it'll be a 3 and out for the Hoosiers to open this game. Mitch McCarthy on to punt for Indiana. Cole Adams back to receive. Here's the punt, and that's going to take a little bit of an Indiana bounce before going out of bounds. Still going to be pretty good field position for Alabama. They're going to spot this football at the 41-yard line. So out come the Crimson Tide. Ty Simpson leading out this Alabama offense. As the Alabama defense forced a 3 and out on Indiana on the opening possession. Simpson, 18 out of 29, 232 yards and 2 touchdowns in that comeback first-round win over Oklahoma for Alabama. They have a 1st and 10 at the 41 to start this game on offense. Simpson on 1st down, looking. Simpson rolling left, still looking. And now we'll throw it and has to heave it out of bounds. Good defense that time for Indiana. Nowhere to go for Ty Simpson on that play, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Second down and 10 for Alabama. Simpson Sends a man in motion. Simpson takes the snap and throws left side. That's a completion, but it's a minimal gain of 4 yards. Setting up a 3rd down and 6. Completion to Ryan Williams, sophomore wide receiver out of Mobile, Alabama. It'll be 3rd down and 6 from the 45. On 3rd down and 6, Simpson throws over the middle. That'll be a 1st down for Alabama. A 3rd down conversion for the Tide, and that will move the sticks. Daniel Hill with the 3rd down first reception for Alabama. First down for the Tide from the 49 of Indiana. Simpson dropping back. Simpson in trouble now. Simpson will throw to the right side, has his man, and out of bounds around the 43-yard line. Simpson bought enough time and finally found his tight end, Josh Cuevas. Coming back home, senior out of Los Angeles. Gain of 6 brings up 2nd down and 4. Second down and 4 for the Tide. Football sitting at the Indiana 43. 4 minutes into this first quarter. Simpson will hand it off on 2nd down. This will be an Alabama 1st down as Hill gets the carry inside the 40 to the 37. And Alabama moves the sticks for the 2nd time on this drive. First down, Alabama at the 37-yard line of Indiana. Looking to cash in on their first offensive possession of the game. Simpson. It's another handoff to Hill. This time, Hill is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Alabama. Second down and 10 from the 37. Simpson takes the snap. Simpson dropping back. Simpson with a screen pass to Hill, but Hill's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage. Good defense that time for Indiana. That's going to be a 4-yard loss on 2nd and 10. Setting up 3rd down and 14 now for the Crimson Tide. Third and 14. Hoosier fans making noise. Simpson takes the snap. Simpson pressured. Here comes the blitz. Simpson rolling out, throwing deep down the field, and that is knocked away and complete. And it'll be 4th down, and what will Alabama elect to do? I have no idea how Simpson got away from the sack there and then threw a dangerous pass downfield. Lewis Moore, the defensive back, nearly had the interception for Indiana. The Alabama offensive player that pass was intended for had to end up being a defensive player in that game to knock the ball away from the defender, prevent an interception. Here's the punt for Alabama, and it will be down inside the 5. Good punt. So Alabama gets 2 first downs on their first drive, but can't finish the drive, and Indiana will get their 2nd drive of the game. But they are backed up inside their 5. So nothing doing on the first series. Indiana went 3 and out on their first series. And Indiana able to hold Alabama when it counted, as Alabama looked like they were driving for at least a first possession field goal. But we are indeed scoreless with 8:52 to play in this first quarter, and Indiana rather, will have the football for the second time when play resumes. Again, we've got one more quarterfinal to go. That is coming up in the Sugar Bowl after this game. That will be Ole Miss and Georgia, a rematch of an SEC conference game from earlier this year, won by Georgia. The only loss for Ole Miss this year was that game. Of course, Ole Miss no longer has Lane Kiffin. Golding, the interim head coach for Ole Miss, no problems in round one as Ole Miss rolled past Tulane in their first round game, 41-10. That game will be coming up after this one. And earlier, Oregon, a shutout of Texas Tech, 23-0, down there in Miami in the Orange Bowl. So the winner of this game will take on Oregon in the Peach Bowl next Friday in the second semifinal, the college football playoff. Miami awaits the winner of Ole Miss and Georgia in the Fiesta Bowl next Thursday night in the first semifinal. Bears repeating, it's been mentioned 2 or 3 times already today, but in this second year of the college football playoff, the teams that drew the first round bye are now a combined 0-6 in the quarterfinal round. So here come the Hoosiers getting the football for the second time, but they are backed up inside their 5-yard line for their second possession of the game. And here's a handoff on first down and up to the 5-yard line. That'll be a gain of a couple on first down, bringing up second down and 8 for Indiana. Second down, 8 for the Hoosiers. Football sitting at their own 5. Mendoza, here's another handoff on second down, and that will be up to the 10-yard line. So back-to-back runs here for the Hoosiers. Kalon Black gets 5, and it'll be third down and 3 for Indiana. Hoosiers need 3 on third down. Football sitting at the 10. Taking the snap. Mendoza rolls right, throws, pass caught, first down. Elijah Surratt with his first catch of the game, and it'll move the sticks for Indiana. Mendoza bought himself just enough time back there to find his wide receiver, Elijah Surratt, and give Indiana their first down of the game. From the 18-yard line, first down. This is a screen pass, and it is a good gain of 9 yards on this screen pass on first down. Gain of 9 brings up second down and 1 for the Hoosiers. So Surratt with back-to-back receptions for Indiana. 2nd and 1 at the 27, 6.5 minutes and counting to play in this opening quarter. Scoreless Rose Bowl game between Alabama and Indiana. Another screen pass to Surratt, this time to the right side, and Surratt is going to be tackled. I think he's going to be a little bit short of the first down. On 2nd and 1, he only picked up about a half yard there. And now it'll be 3rd down for the Hoosiers. Hoosiers getting back in the huddle and now will break it. On 3rd and about a half yard. Mendoza under center this time, and it's a handoff. It'll be a 1st down for the Hoosiers. Needed about a half yard, picked up about 2. And again, that'll move the chains for the Hoosiers. First down at the 30. Actually marking at the 29-yard line, so it's still a 1st down. And here's another handoff to Hemby. Hemby almost stuffed for only a yard this time on 1st down, this time getting to the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Indiana. Down to 5 minutes to play in this opening quarter. This drive for Indiana started back at their own 3-yard line after the great punt by Alabama. 2nd down and 9. Here comes the blitz, Alabama, but Indiana picks it up. Mendoza with time, throws, and has a man downfield. And out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It is a catch on the sideline. And the Hoosiers drive into Alabama territory for a 1st down. Charlie Becker with the reception for the Hoosiers at the 41-yard line. 30-yard pass. Biggest offensive play of the game so far, and here's another handoff on 1st down and a gain of 5 more on this 1st down run. Hoosiers marching the ball down the field on their 2nd possession. Second down and 5 at the 35. Mendoza with a man in motion. Takes the snap, hands it off on 2nd down. This will be another 1st down for the Hoosiers. Kalon Black will move the chains as he picks up 6. 68 yards currently on this drive for Indiana. It's taken up about 5.5 minutes and counting. Hoosier 1st down at the just inside the 30. High snap to Mendoza. He'll throw right side to an open receiver. And this will be near another Indiana 1st down. Out of bounds around the 21-yard line. E.J. Williams Jr. on the reception here. First catch for him today. 2nd and 1 at the 21. Final 2.5 minutes of this 1st quarter. A very quick moving 1st quarter. Handoff, 1st down, Indiana. Into the red zone they go. Still dragging Alabama tacklers. Wow, what a run. Kaylon Black drug about 4 Alabama tacklers an extra 5 yards. Hoosiers in the red zone on their second offensive series. First down at the 13-yard line. 16th play of the drive. 12th play of the drive. And here's another handoff. This time it'll be only about a 1-yard gain for Hemby. Second and 9. This drive has taken over half the quarter. Indiana has drove 85 yards on it so far. And now Indiana's going to take a timeout with 1:07 to play in the first quarter. Trying to finish off this long drive with a touchdown. What a drive to start here in the second series of the game for Indiana. A drive that started at their own 3. Hoosiers with 80 yards of offense here in the first quarter. Had the ball for over 9 minutes total here in this first quarter. So a scoreless game. Following the timeout, Indiana is going to have second down and 9 from the 12. Miami and Oregon have already won in the previous 2 quarterfinal matchups. So following the timeout here, just about set to resume. 1:07 to play in this opening quarter. Second and 9 from the 12. Fourteenth play of the drive coming up. Mendoza throws a short pass, but going no farther than the line of scrimmage. Good job there by the Alabama defense. Riley Nowakowski, the tight end, on that reception, but he went nowhere. It'll be 3rd and 9. Hoosiers will have to snap it here, down to 5 on the play clock. And they do get it off on 3rd and 9. It's a carry to Hemby, and he goes nowhere. 2 big stops by the Alabama defense, and it will force Indiana to settle for a field goal attempt. I think Mendoza is having a little issue with the radio contact in his helmet. I don't think he could hear that last play call coming in. But Indiana settle for a field goal attempt here. This will be from 31 yards. Try and get the Hoosiers on the board. Clock is stopped with 2 seconds left in the first quarter. Injured Hoosier on the field. And once he gets off the field, the first quarter is going to expire, which it does right here. Quarter in the books in the Rose Bowl. Alabama and Indiana are scoreless, but Indiana will start off the second quarter with a 31-yard field goal attempt to get on the board first. Stats after the first quarter: Hoosiers 79 yards to Alabama's 18. Penalty-free first quarter. Hoosiers had the ball for nearly 11 minutes in that first quarter. Alabama had it just over 4 minutes. Some individual stats in that first quarter. Fernando Mendoza, perfect 6 of 6 passing the ball for 55 yards. He found 4 different receivers in the first quarter. His leading target was Elijah Surratt. He had 3 catches for 16 yards. 1 catch for 30 yards for Charlie Becker. E.J. Williams with a reception for 9 yards, and Riley Nowakowski also with 1 reception. For Alabama, Ty Simpson 4 for 6 in that first quarter for 12 yards passing. Daniel Hill rushed it 2 times for 6 yards. That's it for Alabama. Ty Simpson's 4 completions went to 3 different receivers. 2 catches, 2 yards for Daniel Hill. 1 catch for 6 yards for Josh Cuevas, and 1 catch for 4 yards for Ryan Williams. As it is scoreless after 1, Indiana will have a field goal attempt here to open the second quarter. Again, the winner of this game to take on Oregon next Friday night in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Indiana and Oregon met earlier this season in Eugene. So here we go to begin the second quarter. Like they're checking Mendoza's helmet to see why he has no radio communication. So here comes a 31-yard field goal attempt to open the second quarter for Indiana. And the kick is right down the middle, and the Hoosiers strike first in this one as they lead it 3-0 on the first play of the second quarter. It's a 16-play, 84-yard drive. Took 8 minutes, 55 seconds. So 3-0 Hoosiers here in the second quarter. So Alabama, held to just 18 yards of offense in that first quarter, will get it back. Trailing by 3. Alabama was able to pick up 2 first downs on their opening drive, but the drive stalled out at the Indiana 41-yard line. So we are set to see Ty Simpson and that Alabama offense back out onto the field. Ole Miss and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl to follow, the final quarterfinal game in this year's college football playoff. That game to kick off from New Orleans slightly after 8 o'clock Eastern. And here's the kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. Alabama will get it from the 25. So back out comes Ty Simpson and that Alabama offense. First down for the Tide. Simpson under center. He will hand it off on first down. This is going nowhere. Nothing doing on first down, as Kevin Riley got stuffed right at the line by this Indiana defense. Be second down. Second down and 10 for Alabama from the 25. Simpson. I'll be changing the play at the line here. Play clock down to 2. They don't get it off. And it's Riley again on the carry, but again, not much doing. And it'll be 3rd and long for Alabama. Third and 8 from the 27. Simpson back into shotgun. He'll take the snap. Simpson will try and run it himself. It's going to be close. It depends on where they're going to spot. They're going to spot him a yard short at the 34-yard line. Yeah, Simpson's knee. Well, that's close. The officials do spot him down at the 34. 4th and 1, the Tide leaving the offense on the field from their own 34-yard line. And now it's going to be a timeout called by Indiana. That looked like it was going to be a Wildcat direct snap to Riley, and Indiana takes a timeout right before the snap with 12:44 to play in the second quarter. So will Alabama indeed go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 34? So Alabama with a 4th and 1 from the 34. Alabama has been held to 27 yards of offense so far. So following the timeout, Alabama kept the offense out there on 4th and 1, which caused Indiana to take the timeouts. We'll see if Alabama does indeed go for this on 4th and 1 from their own 34. They are going to go for it now. Now they have the punt team out. Okay. Are they going to fake this? I think this is just trying to get a free 5 yards. And they do not snap it, no. Indiana's not buying on that. So Alabama takes a timeout, and now they're for sure going to punt the football. Fourth and 1 at the 34. And by gosh, they have the offense out there. It's going to be a Wildcat, and he's not going to get there. The Indiana defense stuffs on 4th and 1 in the Wildcat. Coach DeBauer rolls the dice, and it backfires, and Alabama has just given Indiana the ball at the 34-yard line of the Crimson Tide. A gutsy call on 4th and 1 at your own 34. Indiana was not buying that at all on the Wildcat. So Indiana trying to take advantage of a very short field now. 1st and 10 at the Alabama 34. Mendoza in trouble, gets out of a sack, now has room to run and gets out of bounds. He's going to get 5 yards out of that. We have a flag. This is our first flag of the game, and it's going to be a hold on the Hoosiers. So now it'll be 1st and 20 back at the 44. It's a handoff to Hemby. Hemby with running room inside the 40. Roman Hemby down the side. He's going to get a first down of 21-yard pickup for Roman Hemby on 1st and 20. Down to the Alabama 23. And it goes right back to Hemby, and Hemby will pick up a couple more. And the Hoosiers are on the cusp of the red zone again. Second down and 8. Football sitting at the 21. That's 34 yards on 7 carries in this first half for Roman Hemby. 2nd and 8 at the 21. Mendoza throws left side. Nice play. Incomplete. Good defensive play by Alabama to knock that ball away. Parker, the intended receiver, but a great defensive play by Deshaun Jones to knock that ball away. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Indiana. That's for the first incompletion by Mendoza. He had completed his first 6 passes of the game. Mendoza on 3rd and 8. Mendoza throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. It was a high throw, but it was hauled in the end zone by Charlie Becker. A 21-yard touchdown reception, and the Hoosiers do indeed take advantage of the short field. It's 9-0 with the extra point pending. Extra point attempt up and good, and the Hoosiers have jumped out to a 10-0 lead over Alabama. Mendoza to Becker, 21 yards. And the Hoosiers take advantage of the short field. Ten to nothing. That was a 4-play, 34-yard drive that took 1 minute 47 seconds. So the Crimson Tide, remember in the first round against Oklahoma, they trailed 17-0 and came back to win that game. Now find themselves in a hole again. So how will Alabama respond? Hoosiers up to 123 yards of offense. They have held Alabama to 27 so far, with just under 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. Hoosiers set to kick this back off to Alabama. .10:49 to play in the second quarter. Hoosiers kick this ball away. And this one's returnable. A yard deep in the end zone. And dropped at the 14. So Indiana special teams will pin Alabama back, and the Crimson Tide will start this drive at their own 14-yard line. So back comes Ty Simpson and that Alabama offense now in a 10-point hole. First down at the 14-yard line. Simpson takes the snap. Simpson rolling to his left. Simpson throws, has a man at the 19-yard line, tackled right there for a gain of 5. That'll bring up second down and 5. Ryan Williams with the reception for the Tide. Alabama second and 5 at the 19. Glad to see the precipitation has stopped out in Pasadena. It has been a wet last week, really, out there in Southern California. Very, very rare. Simpson rolling to his left, pass caught. That'll be a first down for Alabama and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 17. Jeremy Bernard with his first reception of the game. Hollywood West chiming in on the chat. Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. First down for the Tide at the 30. They're marking it at the 37 officially. 9.5 and counting to play second quarter. And now pressure, and Simpson just had to get rid of that. Incomplete. Did have a receiver in the area. It was Jeremy Bernard, but it's a good thing it fell incomplete because Bernard was going to be hit right as he touched that ball, and that was going to be a loss on the play. Second down and 10. Clock has stopped at 9:25 in the second quarter. This is a handoff on second down that's going nowhere. Indiana right there again defensively, and it'll be 3rd and 10 for Alabama. Third and 10 from the 37. Simpson takes the shotgun snap. Simpson drops back. Simpson nowhere to go, and he's going to be brought down. And it'll be an Alabama punt. I think Simpson did get back to the line of scrimmage, so that's not going to be a sack on the play. But still, it forces an Alabama punt, and the Indiana defense again steps up to the task. Blake Dowd on to punt. Jonathan Brady back to receive for Indiana. He's going to return it at the 25. Brady, and all the way out to the 43. Good punt return for Jonathan Brady. And again, the Hoosiers have great field position. Leading by 10 and back out again comes Fernando Mendoza and that Indiana offense, trying to add to their lead. Alabama's only been able to muster 51 yards in the first 22 minutes of this football game. So Indiana up 10-0. Looking to add to their lead. They took advantage of a very short field on their last drive and converted a touchdown. Alabama went for it on 4th and 1 at their own 34, failed, and then Indiana marched it down 34 yards and got the touchdown. And they have good field position here again off the good punt return for Jonathan Brady, as they will have it at their own 43. And Miami, a winner last night over Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, 24-14. And earlier today, Oregon shut out Texas Tech 23-0 in the Orange Bowl. So Miami and Oregon have punched their tickets to the semifinals. The winner of this game will take on Oregon next Friday night in the Peach Bowl in the second college football playoff semifinal. So back come the Hoosiers as they will have the football at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Ole Miss and Georgia follows from the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. The final quarterfinal game, that winner to play Miami a week from tonight out in Glendale, Arizona in the Fiesta Bowl. So here we go. 8:02 to go here in the second quarter. First down at the 43-yard line for Indiana. Mendoza is going to be in trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at the 33-yard line. That's a good defensive play for Alabama, and it ends up a 10-yard loss on the quarterback sack of Mendoza. Johanze Pierre broke through the line there for Alabama to get the sack of Mendoza. They'll mark it at the 34, so 2nd and 19. That is the third sack for Alabama in the first half. This is a handoff on 2nd down across the 40 up to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line, near the original line of scrimmage. And still down on the play for Indiana after that run is Kalon Black. So an injury timeout here as they attend to Black on the sideline or on the field for Indiana. Looks like Kalon Black might have gotten rolled up on there at the end of that play. Why he's shaken up. Hollywood West, I hope he is okay. Yeah, I think he looked like he just got rolled up on or something. I mean, that's easy for me to say. I'm sitting here and say I'm not the one that got rolled up on, but it didn't look like it's going to be a be able to tell once they come back from commercial here if they're still 10-2. Kalon Black, one of the big running backs for the Hoosiers this year. So it looks like Black is off the field. So here's a throw on second down, and that is going to be ruled a catch and a fumble, I think. And Alabama, now are they saying incomplete? Now they're saying incomplete. That was close to a catch and a fumble. They're showing the replay here. There's the catch, 1 foot. Well, that's close. Secures it there. 1 foot, 2 feet. Ball might have been coming loose there at the end. But that's a big defensive stand for Alabama. And it's going to force an Indiana punt. And a defensive stand that Alabama desperately needed. Already down 10 points. But Indiana does have a chance on this punt to pin Alabama deep in their own territory. And here is the punt. Fair catch called and made at the 15-yard line. So for the second time in a row here, Alabama's going to start a drive inside the 20. With 6:42 to play here in the second quarter, Hoosiers leading 10-0. Hollywood West jumping in the live stream. You say you're watching on your big screen, but it's lagging by over a play for me. You mean I'm ahead of the play on the TV? Because usually it's the other way around because I have streaming and I'm usually way behind. So are you telling me that I'm actually ahead of the TV? Because that's very unusual if that's the case. First down at the 15. Simpson throws, pass complete, and up to the 23-yard line. Good reception there of 8 yards. So the TV is actually behind me by a full. That is surprising because, like I say, usually it's the other way around. Usually I'm way behind the action. On second down, the throw over the middle again. That's going to be an Alabama first down up to the 32-yard line. Alabama moving back quickly. Now looks like might be getting a play call change from the sideline here. And here's a handoff. And this will be a considerable gain. And across the 30 up to the 33-yard line, that'll be a gain of 6. As Alabama's moved it up to the 33-yard line and again hurrying back to the line. Simpson takes the shotgun snap. Simpson throws, pass caught, and then hit immediately. But able to hang on to it was Williams up to the 46-yard line. Gain of 13. First down pass is going to be caught and out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Hollywood West, I'm getting ready to send you a message in the live chat. On 2nd down and 7, here's a handoff. This time, the Indiana defense stands tall for no gain. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Three and a half and counting to go, second quarter. Simpson out of the gun on 3rd and 7, takes the snap. Simpson looking. Simpson still looking. Now has room to run, and he's going to get to the marker and then some. Fumbles the football at the end of the play. And the Hoosiers have recovered. Simpson took a hit as he was going down. The ball came out, and Indiana recovers. The last tackle there. Oh, yeah, that ball's out right before Simpson hits the ground. The Indiana defense with a big defensive play to get the turnover. And Indiana, with 3:09 to go in the second quarter, will take over at their own 42. Here's a handoff on 1st down, and this will be a gain of 5 on 1st down for Roman Hemby up to the 47, as we have ticked under 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Second down and 6. And now Mendoza will keep it, and he'll pick up a couple, maybe 3 yards up to the 49-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 3. The Hoosiers will not have to snap it before the 2-minute timeout if they don't want to. And it doesn't appear that they are going to. So we have hit the 2-minute timeout here at the Rose Bowl. Indiana leading Alabama 10-0. Indiana will have a 3rd and 3 from the 49-yard line. Remember, Alabama will get the football to start the second half. So Indiana would like to put an insurance score on the board here before the half. Well, when it looked like on the prior drive that Alabama was marching down the field to try to maybe get finally some points on the scoreboard, a Ty Simpson fumble recovered by Indiana. Alabama's still not even to 100 yards of offense. They're at 94 yards here in the first half. First half that's seen Fernando Mendoza go 7 of 9 for 76 yards passing and 1 touchdown to Charlie Becker. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ty Simpson 10 of 13 for 64 yards in the first half. So earlier today, in a game completed before this one, number 5 Oregon beat the Big 12 champions from Texas Tech 23-0. That was a shocking result to me. I figured that was going to be a shootout, but that Oregon defense was just absolutely phenomenal against a Texas Tech team that scored over 40 points a game this season. Oregon awaits the winner of this game next Friday night at the Peach Bowl in Atlanta in the second college football playoff semifinal. Again, it's worth repeating. Alabama trailed Oklahoma 17-0 in that first round game and came back to win. But by the time half had reached, they had come back to tie it. So here's a 3rd down and 3 for Indiana. Mendoza, nowhere to go, will now try to get it with his feet, and he does. Inside the 45 to the 44. It looked like they were going to get Mendoza for a sack, but Mendoza stays with it and picks up 7 yards and picks up an Indiana first down. First down at the 44-yard line. Clock running. Indiana has 1 timeout remaining. Alabama with 2. This is a handoff to Hemby. Left side, Hemby, and out of bounds at the 35. That'll be a gain of 9. Looks like I'm going to spot him at the 36, so mark it an 8-yard gain. Clock is stopped at 1:23 here in the first half. Hoosiers would love an insurance score here going into halftime with Alabama getting the ball out of the halftime break. And it goes right back to the running game. This will be another first down for Indiana. Up to the 33-yard line goes Hemby. And we're under 2 minutes, so the clock will stop momentarily to move the chains. Hoosiers on the cusp of field goal range right now. It's 1st and 10 at the 33. And now we have a stoppage here with 58 seconds. Officials getting together. I don't think that clock stopped when Hemby got to the first down marker. I thought that clock continued to run, and it should have stopped since we're under 2 minutes. Actually, they're marking him short of the first down, so that was the discussion. That's why the clock didn't stop. So it's going to be 4th and 6 inches? They're going to look at this. They put 1:20 on the clock. That can't be right. So they are reviewing to see if Hemby got to the first down. I haven't seen a replay. Look, right as I say that, we're getting one now. Well, he got to the first down by a good yard. Unless they're saying his knee hit, but yeah, his knee hit, but the ball was at the 33-yard. That should be a first down. But the first down line was the 34-yard line. Hemby's knee hit right about the 34, but the ball was in front of him, so the ball was well past the first down marker. It should be for, yeah, I would think. I didn't see anything at all in that replay that showed it was not a first down. Now they're going to get the call now. It is a first down. Yeah, that gets overturned. So the Hoosiers do get a first down. Officiating crews have been getting a lot of flack across the country this year, but this was a good job by this officiating crew to go and see that was clearly a first down. Here's another handoff, and now another big gainer, and Hemby out of bounds at the 27-yard line. That's 6 more. A lot on this drive has been courtesy of Roman Hemby. This would be a 44-yard field goal from here if the Hoosiers do not gain another yard. Mendoza on 2nd down and 3, throws, pass short, pass caught, first down inside the 20, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Again, the clock will stop momentarily to move the chains. We're under 2 minutes. First down at the 15. Mendoza throws, left side, pass caught out of bounds at the 10. And the Hoosiers 10 yards away from their second touchdown of the first half. Riley Nowakowski with that reception. 50 seconds to play here in the first half. Mendoza now 9 for 11 here in the first half throwing the football. 2nd and 5 at the 10. And it's another run inside the 10. That's going to be near first down yardage again, and that's Black, who's back into the ball game. He's the one that got banged up on that play a few minutes ago. 1st and goal, Hoosiers. They want to score right before the half and not give Alabama any time to work with. 1st and goal at the 5. It's another handoff, and it's Black down to the 1. And Indiana may take their last time out here with 18 seconds. Final timeout is called by Indiana with 18 seconds to play in the first half. The Hoosiers 1 yard away from punching it in the end zone right before halftime. They've actually put 5 seconds back on the clock, so 23 seconds. I do want to mention at halftime, since we have a little bit of extended halftimes here during the college football playoffs at halftime, I will be pausing the live stream, and I will be back just prior to the second half. We'll run down some first half stats and get you ready for half number 2. But again, there will be a brief pause of the live stream during halftime, and I'll be back on right before the beginning of the second half. In a first half that has seen Indiana pitch a shutout against Alabama and hold Alabama under 100 yards of offense in this first half. The Hoosiers threatening for one more score here right before the halftime break. Mendoza on 2nd and goal, throws, end zone open man, touchdown Hoosiers. Omar Cooper Jr. with the 1-yard receiving touchdown, and it is 16-0 with the extra point pending, with 17 seconds remaining in the first half. Extra point is up and good, and it is 17-0 Indiana with 17 seconds remaining in the first half. So with 17 seconds left in this first half, just like in their first round game, Alabama is down 17-0. The difference in this game was that was still in the first quarter. By halftime in that game, Alabama had come back to tie it. Now they are in a 17-point hole going to halftime, it appears. So at the 25-yard line, the Crimson Tide are just going to take a knee and take this thing to halftime. Alabama with some regrouping to do at the half as they trail 17-0 to Indiana, and the Hoosiers are 30 minutes away from a berth in the college football playoff semifinal and a rematch with the Oregon Ducks. 17-0 at the half. Alabama will receive the kickoff to open the second half. Hollywood West, I know you never leave Alabama out. Well, I know we've saw them come back before, but this one, they're going to have to find some offense somewhere as they're going to have to regroup in the locker room as they were held under 100 yards of offense in that first half. But yes, Alabama's not a team you can count out. They have come back in the past, as asked Oklahoma last week in the first round, or 2 weeks ago. So we'll see if Alabama has an answer offensively as they trail this game 17-0 at the break. Again, folks, I'm going to pause this live stream during the halftime here, and I'll be back just prior to the second half. Run down some first half stats and get you ready for half number 2. Can Alabama come back again for the second time in these playoffs? Or will we be seeing the Indiana Hoosiers into the college football playoff semifinal? Brief pause in the action. Come on back and join me for the second half here in just a few minutes, everybody.